Repeal the ban. War. Justice for all.
Repeal. Oh, let's just keep doing it. Repeal the ban. No wall. Justice for all.
Repeal the ban. No war. Justice for all.
Repeal the ban.
No wall.
Justice for all.
Repeal the ban.
No war. Justice for all.
All right.
Repeal the ban.
I have more. All right. I like this one. No hate.
It's a unique cherry.
No fear. Everyone is welcome here.
No fear. Everyone is welcome here. That's
No
it.
hate. No fear. Everyone is welcome here. No hate. No fear. Everyone is welcome here. Say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud. Say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Love, not hate. There's a lot of wind. That's great. Love, not hate. That's what makes America great. To imagine your face half dirt, half blood, pressed against U.S. brown sun-scorched skin. A misdemeanor turned murder when you refused to acknowledge that your eyes held a story many will never get to hear. 2 weeks ago, you had promised Mamita a better life back home once you reach Virginia and your lover. On the television screen, your mother begs for your body to be returned where it belongs. Princesita, the world mourned you, still does. We all have moments of silence when rage consumes us. I often wonder if our voices still have sound.
I'd like to welcome every single one of you guys here today. We are truly honored to have you here. Before I begin, I'd like to let everyone know we do have cold water in our coolers by our tent, so make sure you head over there. Where's Angelica? I think I lost you. At this time, I'd like to welcome the president of AFL-CIO Sioux Falls, President, onto the stage, Caraway Cooper.
Union strong.
Good afternoon. Brothers and sisters, my name is Cooper Caraway. I'm the president of the Sioux Falls AFL-CIO. We are the labor organization that represents over 35 local unions and over 5,000 union members here in Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
I'm here to say and to announce that the Sioux Falls AFL-CIO and the entire labor movement of South Dakota stands firmly and unconditionally and unapologetically behind every member of the working class, documented or undocumented.
Yeah.
Brothers and sisters, during the Bush administration, a trade agreement was crafted called CAFTA, the Central American Free Trade Agreement. The labor movement opposed this. We said not only would it send good jobs overseas, but it would lead to further exploitation and slave wages in foreign countries. Today, when you look at the number and amount of refugees appearing at the southern border of the United States, the majority of these refugees are coming from 3 out of the 4 nations that signed CAFTA. Because when CAFTA was signed, these multinational corporations went into places like El Salvador and they threw farmers off their land. They threw people off the land that they had worked for generations, and they forced them into the city centers to make t-shirts and socks and sweatshop wages and conditions. Well, these people being paid sweatshop wages could not afford to live in the city centers. And when you have large populations being pushed into the cities, forced off their land, and forced to work in slave conditions, that breeds crime. Because people cannot survive off the wages that they're being paid. So they're going to feed their family by any means necessary. When the crime goes up, violence goes up, and then people start to flee. The irony is that it's the United States government, the ruling business elite in this country that has created the economic crisis in these countries, and yet we're turning the refugees away. We created the refugees. The United States government and the corporate business elite created the refugee crisis. So that means since we created the crisis, since the people in charge in this country created this crisis, that means every last refugee must be granted asylum, the camps must be closed down, and the families must be reunited.
Yeah.
Yes!
Brothers and sisters, organized greed and exploitation does not recognize any national borders. Organized greed and exploitation flows freely around the entire world. So, brothers and sisters, the only way we are going to combat that is we must make a commitment that our solidarity as working class people must also extend across all national borders. Our solidarity as working class people must extend to every working class person all around the world. That is the only way we are going to be able to fight, and that is the only way we are going to be able to win.
Yes!
Brothers and sisters, I'm here to let you know today that as long as I am president of the Sioux Falls AFL-CIO, the Sioux Falls Labor Temple at 101 South Fairfax will remain a sanctuary for any worker, documented or undocumented, who is facing exploitation, oppression, or deportation.
Solidarity!
Now, brothers and sisters, in a show of solidarity, I'd like to see every single person's fist up in the air. And when I say, what do we do? I want you to say, fight back. When I say, what do we do? I want you to say, fight back. When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Fight back.
When refugees are under attack, what do we do?
Fight
When
back.
our communities are under attack, what do we do?
Fight back.
What do we do?
Fight back.
What do we do?
Fight back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you!
My name is Tom Manzer. I'm from Brookings, and I'm a member of a group called Bienvenidos a Brookings. In Spanish, bienvenidos is the word, means welcome. So bienvenidos, everyone. Our group is an outgrowth of the rally last year, protesting the separation of families at the border. There was a great deal of momentum from that rally that led us to continue to gather and meet and visit and try to determine what it is that we could do. What could we do to have an impact, a positive impact on the immigrants that are living and working amongst us, and those that we knew would be coming.
Muslim travel ban and how it has separated families. One particular story is about Muhammad Ali Ahmed, and I'm going to share his story with you today. President Trump's Muslim ban is personal to me. My heart breaks every time I hear my 6-year-old daughter crying into my phone, begging me to come back home. Ever since President Trump initiated his Muslim ban in 2017, I have not been able to see my daughter or the rest of my family. Although they are living in refugee camps in Kenya, which is not a banned country, their Somalian nationality means that they are completely banned from immigrating and traveling to the United States. It is hard for me to reconcile these policies with the promise of the United States being a land of opportunity and equality that brought me here. Today, on the first anniversary of the Supreme Court decision in Trump versus Hawaii, which upheld the travel ban that affects 5 Muslim majority countries, I have to share my story. After a 7-year process involving interviews, phones, background checks, I was finally able to immigrate to the United States in 2013, where I thought I could pursue a better life for my family. We have been living in refugee camps in Kenya where access to health care, food are limited. But after United Nations Settlement Officer warned me that my case could only be accepted I traveled without my family, I was forced to make a difficult decision. I eventually decided to move to Sioux Falls and secure citizenship for my family after I immigrated. Leaving my family was one of the most painful experiences of my life. Before I left, hopeful that I would be able to see them soon. I started working for their immigration case right away. And in 2017, they were prepared to join me in South Dakota. In the month leading up to their arrival, I worked extra shifts, same money for my family, looking forward to being reunited after 4 years away from them. Our excitement was completely shattered just a few months before they were supposed to come as Trump signed and his executive order banning Somalis from immigrating to the United States. My entire family has been splintered by this Muslim ban. I miss my friend. I miss my kids' childhood and so many important milestones in their lives. If I could tell President Trump anything, it would be that every family deserves to stay together. This country was built for people like my family who have been living under corrupt governments and want to be want to build a better future for their children. Being separated from my family by thousands of miles, not knowing how they were doing day to day, and constantly fearing for their safety has been extremely difficult. The only hope my family has for a better future is to come to this country to be united with me. America should be a country America should be a country of unity, not one that separates families from each other. This is a time to repeal the ban so that families like mine can stick together and have a place to build a better future. Muhammad Ali Ahmed lives in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Is a care worker at Lutheran Social Services for New Americans. Thank you very much.
Yeah, MJ!
As ordained minister of the United Church of Christ, I'm here to stand in solidarity with those who are most vulnerable. We know of many stories of those who are most vulnerable here in our community, as well as those who are in the country, those seeking asylum through the border. It sickens me to know that our government has not been living up to a biblical call to care for those who are most vulnerable. As the Hebrew scriptures say, you shall love the immigrant as you love yourself.
But we didn't know the parents of those other children.
Ver las condiciones en que ellos viven es algo muy triste.
Seeing the conditions that they live in is very sad.
Yo fui al seminario a Texas y mientras estábamos en el seminario teníamos que ir a los centros de detención para... Seguimos en comunicación con estas personas que ahora nos dicen que muchos de estos niños están siendo abusados sexualmente.
We're still in communication with a lot of these people that are saying that a lot of these kids are being abused.
Y nadie puede hacer nada.
Nobody can do anything.
Para nosotros es muy triste escuchar eso de hijos de inmigrantes o de hermanos latinos.
For us, it's very sad to hear that this is happening to children of immigrants and Latinos.
Pero es...
I'm the last speaker, so you can hang on to that for 5 more minutes. My name is Taniza Islam. I'm the Executive Director of South Dakota Voices for Peace. My heart is full today to see you all gather in 100-degree weather. That sprinkle did feel good though. I wanted to thank Cooper for taking my chant, so you already know what to do, but it is part of my speech as well. So remember, we say stand up, fight back, right? Okay. Immigrants are under attack. What do?
Fight back!
Refugees are under attack. What do?
Stand up, fight back!
Muslims are under attack. What do?
Stand up, fight back!
Asylum seekers are under attack. What do?
Stand up, fight back!
We know of 6 asylum-seeking children who have died in U.S. custody. Darylyn Cristobal Cordova Valeria, 10 years old, El Salvador. Jacqueline Cull McKean, 7, Guatemala. Felipe Gomez Alonso, 8, Guatemala. Juan de Leon Gutierrez, 16, Guatemala. Wilmer Josue Ramirez Vasquez, 2.5, Guatemala. Carlos Hernandez Vasquez, 16, Guatemala. When asylum seekers are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Mohammed Ahmed Ali from Sioux Falls, South Dakota has been separated from his wife and 5 children because they are Muslims from Somalia. Ayad Al-Gabaili is from New York and he is separated from his mother. Why? Because she is a Muslim from Yemen. Ramez Al-Ghazali is from Arizona. He has been fighting 3 years to reunite with his wife, who is a Muslim from Syria. He said, quote, "What makes me mad, sad, and disappointed is that it's just because of my wife's religion and nationality. If my wife were Polish or Norwegian, she would be here with me right now." Only 5% of visa waivers have been issued from December 2017 to March 2019. When Muslims are under attack, what do?
Stand up, fight back.
Since last year's rally, we have heard from the individuals and the community members who have seen issues in their communities, and they took action. They didn't know where to start, they didn't know where they'll end, but they knew they needed to do something. And I applaud these amazing people who are on this stage today. Please take a moment to clap for them and their efforts. At South Dakota Voices for Peace and South Dakota Voices for Justice, we too were moved by your gathering last year. Over 30 people gathered a week after the rally, and we talked about where can we have most impact. And we decided that we can come together to hire 2 full-time employees to provide direct legal services to immigrant children and families separated at the border once they get here to South Dakota. Today, I am so proud of our volunteers at Hand in Hand Justice for Immigrant Children. Together, we have collected and deposited in the bank over $120,000 to launch this effort, which will happen this fall 2019 because all of you came together to support those efforts. We need you to continue to support all of our efforts locally. Yes, there are atrocious things happening at the border, but once they get here to South Dakota, and they are here, and they will continue to come here, whether we know them by their face or their name, they will come here and be a part of our fabric of our community. Please continue to support our efforts and make them sustainable. Show them that South Dakota will become that safe place for them that they did not find at the border. Since 2014, over 400 children who have traveled to our border without a parent or guardian have been released to a sponsor right here in South Dakota. How many of you knew that? No one's raising their hand. I'll take that as nobody, except for I talked to some of you about it. We now know that this is the process for seeking asylum. They are not breaking the law. They are following the law by coming to our border and turning themselves in and asking for asylum. We now know that 90% of these children who show up to immigration court, which is in Fort Snelling, Minnesota, so think about the drive they have to make to get there. We know that 90% of them will be returned to the country they just fled the violence from without a lawyer. But if we can provide them a lawyer, they have a 67% chance of staying in our community, becoming a lawful citizen, and a member of the fabric that makes us strong. Providing legal services is essential to their livelihood. Providing plane tickets, as Caminando Juntos has, to reunite families is essential to their livelihood. Providing food, furniture, clothing, respite, like Bienvenidos and Pueblo de Dios, is essential to their livelihood. Knowing our rights through AFL-CIO and Voices for Peace and ACLU is essential to their livelihoods. This is how we fight back. If you have a smartphone with you today, pull it out. And like us, South Dakota Voices for Peace, so that you can see our daily calls to action over the next week. It becomes exhausting, you guys. And sometimes we don't know how our work is impacting lives. But these families and these children are depending on us to fight back. Call your members of Congress every day and leave a message for them to act, to provide toothbrushes, medical care, food, and showers to migrant children until it happens. And tell them to repeal the Muslim travel ban and support the No Ban Act that has been introduced in Congress. Call your local elected officials and ask them what their policies are. And support all of us, local organizations. And if you see a need, act to make it happen. All it takes is that first step. Immigrants are under attack. What do?
Stand up, fight back.
Refugees are under attack. What do?
Stand up, fight back.
Muslims are under attack. What do?
Stand up, fight back.
Asylum seekers are under attack. What do?
Stand up, fight back.
Thank you. That concludes our rally. Hopefully there's some water left for you guys. If you don't have Facebook, our booths have email lists you can sign up for. And please make community as we end today. Thank you.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good, good. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
You need some water? We got some water over here. Hey, Eric.
How's it going?
Good, how you doing? It's hot. Woo! Oh, Moses, what's up, brother?
How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
You want some water? I
got water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated, man.
Definitely.
Hi. Good, how you doing?
What's your name again?
Zach.
Rashawn, I should know that.
Jay, right?
Jose.
Jose.
Yeah, Rashawn.
Rashawn.
Yeah, nice to meet
Zach,
you.
nice to meet you. I know. All right, brother. Hold on, you got a little right here.
What is that?
I don't know. Something from.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bro. Have a good one.
Good. Can you just text?
Woo, it's hot.
See you later.
See ya. Said hi to the pastor. Hey.
I see you everywhere.
Sorry,
That's how I know I'm doing something nice. I'm always where you are. Lucy George. How are you, friend?
Good.
Everybody.
A little sweaty.
Yeah.
I don't know who you took this from.
Oh, from Jan. And then you gonna say what's up to Dan? Yeah, you're not a.
I saw you guys
Hang on, let me introduce Thomas. This is my wife Laura.
I sent you a message randomly. I'm that guy. Well, I'm glad you guys can make it.
Oh, sorry, I'm super sweaty. But yeah, so yeah, the parade, yeah, we're definitely down for that.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Hi again.
Laura, everybody's catching up. Oh man. So what time is that going to be on the board?
We need you there like 9.
Where we're at.
We're not 100% sure yet where the float will be. I'll try to message everybody as soon as we know. But so if you can RSVP that you're going on Facebook, then you'll be in the group message.
Julia, this is Thomas Elder. He's the chair of District 15, our district. And then this is his wife, she's the vice chair. You're about to take off?
Yeah. Hey, Tina still trying to get that done.
Say it in.
I said Tina and them are still trying to get that done.
Oh, Tina and Cooper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm recording?
Minnesota? Ooh. I thought you were about to play and all that stuff.
Yeah, the play. But
What else would they trying to get what now?
No, I mean like just the play to have it here.
Is that what you talking about? They're trying to get that done?
Yeah. Like, I mean...
So he was just talking about he's still trying to get...
Yeah, let's still try to get together. Whenever you guys are available, just text me the day that we can all get together.
Okay.
And I'll make it work. As long as it's after 4 and or on the weekends. I think
weekdays, I'm not available until after 5:30 until my internship is over.
That works for her.
Yeah, that works for me.
The later the better?
Yeah. The later the better, and on the weekends, I'm available all weekends. So.
Yeah, weekends I got a little more flexibility. Man, you need to quit playing around and go ahead and run.
Yeah.
Like you got listen, but you got the crowd fired up, and then like who could follow after that? You said the energy kind of was.
You stole Teresa's chance. I came a little late.
Ah.
I saw you one time.
He spoke here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
Sorry, I had an assignment that I was doing.
Serene, Virginia. Yesterday, Shane's numbers. For the SDAR, the youth.
Yeah, you know, Jenna.
Hey. Sorry, I'm gross.
We all have same situation. It's all
Golly.
all done.
How's it be handshake?
How's it going?
Golly. Oh, Serene. Serene, is that her right there? Golly, man.
It's all right though.
So,
Are you ready? Thank you. I appreciate it.
so he just got it like right here as soon as he showed up. So no time to rehearse. So it was like.
The stories won't matter.
No Julian?
Give him a hard time later. He's doing a golf tournament. This was something that they had organized a while ago, so.
No worries.
So I came here supporting. Hey, how's it going? Good, how are you? Not too bad.
How are you? Me too.
Your height up
I give you a hug, but you got sweat all over you. More than you already got.
Oh, can you tie this back up?
Is that Julian's truck up there, the white one? Well, I'm gonna try to find like one of these guys to help me, and then we can put it
Okay.
What's up?
We need some help putting some stuff away. This is Tenesa's husband.
I'm Tim.
Tim, yeah, Zach. You need some help putting stuff away?
Yeah, I can help you.
The stage and all that?
We need to put in the
white
white truck right by the Fallwick Park sign.
Okay.
So
Inca delegating. All right, I'll do it because you said it.
if you don't mind,
Yeah.
it'll be about 90 seconds of
Yeah. Let's do it. Could you get that back to Jen?
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh.
get more involvement in the community. Hey, Alex? Yes. We were gonna take the riser and put it in one of the trucks.
So what's the plan? Because what time we gotta do that?
So is it just the stage? That's it?
Just the stage. And
I'm talking about for Solomon.
So it's just
What?
yeah.
I feel so disrespected. I thought this was against the law. What do you need to do this?
Well,
Hey, we can do
What do you
this?
need? Yeah, we could do this.
This
What?
is
Yeah.
This is not against the law.
No, you can rent a kayak and go around Sioux Falls. You can